Thank you for watching your MCM Sports Show. We are your hosts. I'm Brian Rose.
I'm Tricia Callahan.
And I'm Abel Tovar.
Once again, I don't know why I am screaming.
You're so excited.
I am. The A's doing such a good job. But before we get into that, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in sports, and so we thought we'll do the same for our listeners and our viewers. It's a very serious thing. So with the start of it, we are wearing our pink ribbons on our show, so you guys can hopefully we'll raise awareness to you guys to realize how serious it is. Make sure ladies, you go get checked, and men get checked too, because it's a rising percentage of us getting it as well. So let's get right into it. The A's. Oh, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/YourMCM, and on Twitter as well. Mine is Ur MCM Brian, and
mine is Ur MCM _Tricia,
and Ur MCM _Abel.
Yeah.
ABEL.
And then our Man Cave one at themancavemagazine.com.
I think it's just dropped it. I think it's at Man Cave Magazine. Yeah, at Man Cave Magazine.
It's a lot of information that you guys don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, it's up here on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen, and you guys can click on it on YouTube. When you guys see it on YouTube, you can click on it. So let's get right into it. The A's won the AL West today. I'm so excited.
Oh.
All the years of heartache since I moved up here.
Moneyball 2.
Yeah.
It was a good game, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was really fun to watch.
All the rookies they have on that team, the rookie staff and the bullpen, the rookie starting staff. Nobody expected this. If you can say I expected the A's to win the AL West, I can show you someone who's lying.
They were 5 games out of first with 9 games left.
Yeah,
yes.
That's ridiculous.
15 out of first. What, in July?
End of July 30th.
June 30th.
15 games.
June
30th.
July 30th.
Yeah. So no, it was July 1st.
July 30th. Yeah. So
amazing, ridiculous.
Awesome. So let's get into the wild card race and what we're looking at as the playoffs are shaping up. Since the Yankees did actually win, we expected that. Boston gave up a long time ago. I think they have 90 losses, which is kind of ridiculous.
Insane.
So with the American League Division Series, we have the A's against the Tigers shaping up that way. Then you have the Yankees going to play the wild card winner of Baltimore and Texas. Baltimore had a hell of a run, just like the A's had a hell of a run. Just when you go up against a giant like the Yankees, it's hard to win that division. I'm still going to take Texas, even though it's going to probably be in Baltimore. I'm still going to take Texas. I think they have a sour taste in the mouth of what the A's did to them. So I think
they totally shut down today.
Yeah.
I'm going Baltimore.
You really? It's hard, but I'm going to pick Texas. Yeah. What about you, Aiden?
I'm going Baltimore. Exactly with the way Texas has been playing, and how they went against the A's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the errors. I mean, it was a pretty tight race. It was 5-1. The A's were down.
Yeah, they were up exactly. Texas was up.
And then they rocked him in the third, and then Hamilton had an error, which
so close.
Yeah,
gave them the lead, and the A's never looked back after that. Detroit Tigers against the A's. I'm definitely going to take the A's. The Tigers are the only team in the playoffs that has not won 90 games. In the weakest division you can say in baseball this year. I'm going to take the A's. They're riding a hot streak. They're at home. They don't lose. They haven't lost at home in a while. So I'm definitely going to take the A's.
I'm going to take the A's.
I'm not going to say in 5 games or 3 to 4, whatever, but I just have the A's winning that series.
So you're telling me that the A's are going to come out and beat Justin Verlander in Game 1?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why not?
It's not going to happen. It's playoff time. This whole A's run, it's good. It's a nice Cinderella story, but it's going to end.
Remember, it's not a 1-game series anymore.
Exactly.
We're talking about 5 games.
Exactly. And
games.
that's where their luck doesn't come in. They got lucky towards the end of the season where they had a series against Mariners where they didn't get to face King Felix. While Texas had to face him twice.
Well, Texas. Well, what did Mariners just play that King Felix got lit up 5 runs?
Oh, he's been rocking.
I mean, he's got lit up. So,
but he's still the best pitcher on there, and the A's got to avoid him.
True, but I have like I said before, the Detroit Tigers. I don't see me. One man basically is batting over 300. The rest of the guys, 230, 240. And you look at the A's. There's not one clear star. You have to look at everybody.
They got Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, that's one guy batting over 300.
One guy, and Prince Fielder? Come on.
Prince
batting back-to-back?
What does that have to do? All season they haven't done
You can't
damage.
pitch around either one of them. What do you mean they haven't done damage? How do you think Miguel got a Triple Crown? Because of Prince Fielder.
No, he didn't get it because of it. He got it because he was knocking the crap out of him. He's been close all season.
he's-
It just wasn't anyone that close. I mean, he did bat, what, 330? What did, in the National League, do you know what Posey ended up batting?
336.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have a catcher on the other end batting higher than a first
Yeah,
baseman.
but that
in
catcher
American
didn't
League.
win a Triple Crown. Come on, man. You can't dismiss
Well, I'm
it
not
like that's
display-
not something major.
It is something major, but I'm saying that's one guy. This is baseball. One guy can't win a game for you.
Really? Now it's now. So now in the sport where one player can make $200 million, you're telling me one player can't have
Look
an
at the
impact?
Angels.
A triple
Look at the
crown
Angels.
winner.
Look at the Dodgers.
Pujols got close to winning triple crown millions of times. Missed by percentage of points on the batting championship. And are they in the playoffs? No. They're looking up at the A's.
Come on, he had a slow start. Pujols had a slow start and still hit what was 29, 39 home runs.
30 something. Like
Yeah,
that, 30
so
something
come on,
home runs.
Daddy.
But hey,
And where you have to face this guy day in and day out.
All right,
Yeah,
gentlemen, we're going to move it over to the National League Division Series.
boss.
All right, San Francisco Giants, of course, clinch the West, and they'll be facing the Cincinnati Reds this Saturday at 6:37.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Now everybody knows my feeling on the Giants. I'm a Dodger fan. I know I'm alone, especially
So we
as
really
a Bay
don't.
Area's broadcast here, but you can't deny the way the Giants play on the road. On the road, they're a completely different team than they are at home, and I think at home they are going to play a little bit better because that crowd out in San Francisco, since they won the World Series, they're awesome. Every pitch they're loud, so I think that's going to get them an extra win or two. So I have Giants running away with this Cincinnati Reds series here.
You're going with the Giants, right?
Of course.
Okay, so on our wild card in the National League, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is tough. Really tough.
You're defending World Series champs right there.
Yeah, and they're just battle-tested, battle-proven, even though they let some of their guys go.
This person will have to face the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, and
And
the
they'll-
Nationals are a tough
Yeah,
team.
they're a top seed. So.
Even though they don't have Strasburg, they're pitching with Gio at XA, actually 21 games. If you win 21 games, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to have to go with St. Louis only because they've been there, they've done that, they know what it takes to win. I got to go St. Louis. It's hard to pick the Braves.
Also,
I'm going
Same
Braves. Chipper Jones, babe.
I love Chipper.
I'm a big Chipper
I love
fan.
Chipper. Yeah.
He's still doing it.
Still doing it over 40. He says this last year. Maybe he goes out with a bang. You never know.
yeah.
No, I have them at the championship series. Going to be them and the Giants.
Really? You have them go beating the Nats too?
With the Nats and Strasburg losing Strasburg, they're gonna. I have them losing because they're gonna see how big of a
So let's
mistake
say
that
this.
was. To
It's
shut
a
them
little
down.
hypothetical for you and the fans too.
Bay Area, go.
If the Nats get into a heated battle with the Braves, do you think, okay, Game 5, it's on the line, win or go home, do you think they bring in Strasburg even though
They can't bring him, can they?
I,
Is he on the roster? I don't know if he's on the playoff. I don't think he's on the
Oh,
playoff
Did
roster.
he make? Yeah. See, that's the thing. If he makes the playoff roster, I think you
Then
gotta
yes,
put
of
him in.
course
play.
they would bring
You
him in.
have- There's no way. How can he be a manager? There's no.
How could you
guarantee.
leave him off the playoff roster?
Well, I don't think they bring
How
him
can
in
you shut him
because
down?
then it goes. That's an act of desperation, and it undermines their plan from the beginning. So if they bring him up now when they need him, then it's going to say, well, we kind of could have had him along the whole time.
This is why I don't understand. If I was, I mean, maybe the Nash people in Washington don't care that much, but if I was like the San Francisco Giants and Tim Lincecum had a year like he was having when he won the Cy Young, and he tried to sit
Shut him
him
down.
Yeah, it'll be pandemonium here.
It would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, I want to know your picks for the National League division.
Reds. No, I mean Giants. I'm sorry.
Giants and who?
Giants and Nationals actually for that championship game.
All right, let's go the AL. Figure this out.
A's and New York Yankees. A's and the Yankees.
Oh, that's going to be lovely.
Yeah, A's and the Yankees.
Because to me, I'll be happy because either the A's are going to lose to the Yankees, which they're going to hate, or they're going to lose to the Giants in the World Series.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'm good with either
I'll-
one.
Yeah.
1989
I'm
all
good.
over again. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
pulling for that.
Because either one is a perfect
me
ending
too.
to their Cinderella story for me.
Yeah.
As long as they make it to the World Series, that's amazing for that team of that payroll to make it to the World
Who do you
Series.
see
I'm
going
sorry,
to
the
ALCS?
fans don't deserve the A's to get out of this series. Only selling out the last week of the season
Look at the
when they've been the best team since the All-Star break.
You got
It's sad for A's fans. Sad.
it is because
The team deserves way better.
I've been like I said, I'm gone to games and I post pictures on Facebook that I'm at the game,
Empty.
and people say, there's no one at the game." And yeah, there isn't no one at the game, but There was no one going to the Giants games when they were playing at Candlestick.
Yeah, but if the Giants were in Candlestick and they were winning, the fans would have been there.
That's when the people started to come when they were winning.
That's the difference. I don't see why A's fans have a place to talk because the team was actually winning, playing well, and still nobody was there.
Well, you can't say that anymore. I mean, they were winning now. And
why do you think C.J. Wilson said after he left the A's that they have the worst fans in the major leagues, bar none?
Well, I mean, they were holding the team accountable. But that's something we could go on for that for 20 or 30 minutes.
So tell me who you see in the ALCS.
Actually, I got the Tigers and the Yankees, with the Tigers beating them out.
Tigers beating Oakland?
Crazy.
No, well, I got them beating them in the first round, but I got them beating the Yankees in the championship.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, with Miguel and Prince Fielder,
I got
that's
this
too
in
much.
writing. We'll talk about this next week.
How come they didn't have the lowest record of all these people else in the playoffs?
That doesn't matter. Come on.
Yeah, it does.
I'm talking to Abel. He's going to argue with
It's
you.
playoffs. Once they're in the playoffs, it's a new season.
All right, we're going to start off with our Cave Dwellers section. Let's get back into some football. Monday night, Jerry Jones was upset after the football debacle after getting exposed on Monday night versus the Bears. The bare fact is that the Cowboys are again living up to their reputation and not expectations. Jerry Jones said, "Let me say this. I know this. I couldn't be more disappointed." Jones said Tuesday morning on KRLD-FM, "Frankly, I'm surprised we didn't play better." Jones watched quarterback Tony Romo tie career high with 5 interceptions, and the offense gained only 41 rushing yards. "They took the ball. They made the plays with the ball. We didn't," Jones said. "We got beat soundly. That's all there is to it." So our Cave Dwellers would like to know, does Tony Romo get a contract extension? And who's to blame for this loss? Romo, offensive line, or the wide receivers?
I'll take this first. Does Romo get a contract extension? Now, we're talking about, you can argue with Tony Romo a franchise quarterback or not. I say he is. Who's going to replace him? You're going to get a rookie who's unproven to replace him in the draft. Are you going to trade away some key assets, which you barely have, to get another quarterback in there? I think Tony Romo almost gets a contract extension by default. Does he deserve it? That's a different question. Does he deserve an extension? No. But will he get one? Probably yes.
Romo gets way too much blame for their mistakes. When they got 41 yards rushing, that's not his fault. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jason Garrett has been overhyped ever since he was an offensive coordinator. He was paid more than the head coach when he was the coordinator, and now he's not living up to it. He's not a good coach. Yeah. And Jerry Jones, too, I mean, it's the Raiders situation. It doesn't matter who they have out there. He meddles too much in the team decisions, in the team from day to day. Yeah. And he, honestly, frankly, from the interviews I've heard since that game, it kind of sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about. When he talks about the Bears offense running a zone-type defense, the way he says it, he's not very specific about what they're running, so it doesn't really seem like he knows what they're talking about. He should take a bulk of the blame because he put this team together. He's their GM and their owner. Romo is doing the best he can. He threw 5 interceptions and still had 300 yards. Yeah. I mean, no one's blocking for him. If no one's running, he's going to have to throw the ball. Now, and on some of that, too, routes weren't run correctly. Des Bryant, for whatever reason, again, another of those potential players, he's not a good wide receiver. He hasn't done anything that would warrant him being an elite receiver, but still everybody acts like he is, like he's a Fitzgerald type. Romo had 2 interceptions that went to him that they were Des Bryant's fault. Now, that still accounts for 3 that were Romo's fault, but still, he gets way too much of the blame and not enough of the credit when they do good.
I'm just happy someone else can always interception, not cause a problem.
It's young. The season's young. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's funny.
Palmer will catch up.
Do you think they can right this ship?
Now,
fix this all?
The thing that Abel
Jerry
says.
Jones happy?
Here's the thing. Abel made some excellent points. It's like, I understand some of these interceptions were Des Bryant's fault. He still had over 100 and something yards, like 120 yards receiving that game. And Romo, when he gets pressure, he throws the ball and he shields himself all in one motion. You can see it. And some of that, actually, all of that is because he's not getting enough time in the pocket.
Right.
And they need to fix that in order to fix the problem that they're having. So I think they're going to give him an extension. And last year in the draft, they shored up the defense, which still number 24 on their team, I forgot his name. Claiborne is still
got
getting
burned by Devin Hester.
And actually, that's a top play. You guys can look at that later. But they thought they were showing up the defense. What they did, they're all doing a lot better than last year in the passing game. But their offensive line is suffering, and they have to fix that. But Romo's 31. I mean, Romo's not a young guy anymore. So And for him to throw the ball like that and blindly, he's blind throwing. That's what he's doing.
See, but they have the talent. To me, it all goes back to their coach. Well, their coach and their offensive line. Because if he's hurrying throws and they're not rushing, then that falls directly on the offensive line.
Yeah.
But it's on the coach to get the best out of the players. They have way too much talent to be playing this bad.
Yeah,
On paper, they're a scary team. But when they step out on the field, they're mediocre at best.
I definitely do agree with that. Definitely. Can they right the ship, though, Abel? What do you think?
No.
No?
No, because the formula is going to stay the same. Jason Garrett's going to be the coach, and Jerry Jones is going to be meddling too much.
And
for
what
them.
we learned with the Raiders, teams start from the top down.
Right.
If the top isn't right, then the bottom and the team and the players aren't going to be right. And Jerry Jones, unfortunately, like we said before, Al Davis 2.0, maybe 2.5, because he can run a business. I tell you that much. He can run the hell out of a business, but he can't run a football team. That's for sure.
That's funny. After getting shut out by the Niners this last Sunday, Mark Sanchez continues to struggle. His days as the New York Jets quarterback will be numbered. Do you think Mr. Tebow's going to be heading in here pretty soon? For now, Mark Sanchez has the support of Rex Ryan, who is bombarded by questions, but let's talk about this controversy between Tebow and Sanchez.
I think the Jets regret signing Tebow. I think they signed him because another New York team in the same market won the Super Bowl. So they had to they were trying to grab some of the attention to sell tickets. I think they regret this a little bit. Sanchez. Now this is not we couldn't put it all on Romo, and it's evident. If you watch the game, you can't put it all on Romo. I think the same thing for Sanchez. Who does he have to throw to? Especially
now with Antonio Holmes out for the rest of the season.
Exactly, and then they got another wide receiver.
Sean Hill.
Jason Hill.
Who is that?
49er. Ex-49er. That flamed out.
What did he do?
Nothing. That's why
okay,
he's a journeyman now.
And I don't understand why they got a guy of that caliber on the team. Is not going to help him out. To me, the Jets are an organization that's also failing from the top down.
Well, their owner, Woody Johnson, came out and said, we're going to push Tebow to start. He's like, Sanchez is unacceptable.
It's not his fault. It's not. What's Tebow going to do that's any different? He's going to throw the ball 10 yards over their head versus 5 yards in front of him where Sanchez throws it on his feet?
No, see, I completely disagree because all of this isn't to me as in a Romo situation. This to me does fall all on Sanchez. I saw the game and I saw the throws that Sanchez made, and a lot of times he wasn't hurried. He just made bad throws. He went 13 for 29, 103 yards throwing. Tim Tebow can do that, and Tim Tebow can add an element that he can't. He can run the ball.
Well, see, the thing is, in Denver, Tebow had Tebow has some receivers that can get open. They were big and they were physical, and if you put hands on them, you can't jam them. They had one player, Antonio Holmes, who was small, and even before he got hurt, you were looking at some of that film. He wasn't pushing off of the line.
He's not a number one receiver anyway.
He's not, and there was no person open, and Sanchez is forcing the ball because he has to.
But see, that's the difference then. If you put Tebow in with the same subpar core receivers
and no running back either,
Tebow will get results because Tebow will make their running back Sean Green better just by being on the field because now you have to account for Tebow, and Tebow himself will run it. And Tebow can make throws. I mean, honestly, he can't play worse than Sanchez did. I mean, even if he's not that much better, he can't play that much worse.
Now, I will say this, just like you said, I mean, as much as a USC guy that I am, in that offensive style and what they're doing to that team, yeah, in that system, Tebow or Sanchez, they're probably interchangeable. They're not throwing the ball downfield. They don't have the receivers to throw the ball downfield. And they don't have a running game to utilize any type of play-action fake. So, yeah, that Tebow system that they were using in Florida and that they used in Denver, that they're going to have to use now in New York, that's the only way they have a chance to win games.
Because they're gonna load the box up against the Jets now and force them to throw.
Yeah.
And that'll work. If you have Tebow in, you can't do that. Because even if you load the box, Tebow can get around it.
Well, the owner needs to not worry about Sanchez. He needs to worry about getting some receivers.
But does this controversy in the quarterback position jeopardize Rex Ryan's job?
Good question. I think the owner's setting up everybody to fail. He set up Sanchez to fail. Maybe he's setting up Rex Ryan to fail.
No, Rex set himself up.
I mean, his defense isn't that great. But once again, you look at their personnel. Darrelle Revis is gone. Bart Scott, to me, was never an elite. Never an elite linebacker. Pace was never an elite defensive end. He's past his prime. So you have a very old defense. To boot, their best player hurt the rest of the year. The best player on offense, which is sad to say, is out for the rest of the year. I hope Rex Ryan doesn't lose his job over him.
I hope he does, because honestly, since he came into the league, he's been a blowhard, talking,
definitely.
and not backing it up. He set up the game plan his first 2 years there and got him to the AFC Championship. But in setting up that game plan, he handicapped his quarterback, because the whole game plan was the ground and pound, so he can hide Mark Sanchez and his deficiencies. Now that he has to rely on Mark Sanchez to carry his team, he can't do it.
Good point.
And that's Rex should have known. He should have prepared for that.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So now that it's on him and for him to show his coaching, he's already lost his locker. The 49ers said that Carlos Rogers came out and said that the Jets quit. He was surprised that a Rex Ryan team quit. And if a Rex Ryan team quit, that's because Rex Ryan doesn't control them anymore.
Yeah.
So with that said, if he's lost the team, he's lost his job.
And one of the defensive players on the Jets came out and said, yeah, Carlos Rogers is right. We didn't show up, and we pretty much did fail on the field.
Yeah. And they have a big game again next week, but that team is just in peril. I mean, for them to even be 2-2 right now is still a mystery.
Yeah, and next week they have Monday Night Football against Houston.
Oh, it's going to be
They're
terrible.
going to get slaughtered.
Tebow will be in the following week.
Yeah.
If not, by the bye.
Yeah, that's what we were saying by the bye. That's definitely going to happen. Alrighty. So let's take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll get right into your MCM Power rankings, where each week your MCM crew will rank each NFL team, give your top 10 or 15 teams of the whole season up to the current week that we are currently on. So coming up next, we'll get right into that and talk about some NBA and some more baseball on your MCM Sports Show.
What if you invested in MJ before he was MJ? What if you owned Carrie before she was an idol?
Football trades here. Racing trades here. Music trades here. Movies trade here. Everything you talk about, everything you think about, all trade here. People are real. The money's real. The profits are real. So will you cash in big on the FSA stock exchange? Sign up now and get started. Check your portfolio. Search out the next big star and make it play. Real money, real profits. The FSA stock exchange. It pays to play. Start trading now. www.fsastockexchange.com.
Do you play video games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles? We have a solution. GameFly. Choose from over 7,000 exciting titles, no late fees. Enjoy the games as long as you want with free shipping to and from your door. And thanks to Man Cave Media, you can try it before you buy it. As a GameFly member, you can rent as many games as you want and play them as long as you want for one low monthly fee. Manage your own personal wish list of games with what they call My Game Queue. Check out 1 or 2 games at a time. When you're done, send a game back to them, and the next pick in your game queue will automatically be sent to you. There are never any due dates or late fees for members. Plus, members get unlimited PC play for free. That's right, unlimited PC play for free. To start your free trial, here's what you have to do. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the GameFly icon. That's www.themancavemag.
Welcome back to your MCM Sports Show. I'm Brian Rose.
I'm Tricia Callahan.
And I'm Abel Tovar.
So we're going to break down our top rankings of the week for the NFL. So let's name off some teams, and then me and Abel will argue like we always do on who's up top and who's on the
bottom. I'll control you. All right, let's talk about the Texans.
I still have the number one. I have the Texans number one.
They are a 4-0 team. They're dominating. They're not. The games aren't even really close.
Yeah.
So they deserve the number one ranking.
And next week they'll be 5-0 for sure.
Yeah, they're playing the Jets on Monday night. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal.
It's not a bad game to watch actually on TV. So watch some baseball. Baseball players, watch that.
Hopefully there's some baseball on that.
Oh, that's a traveling day for the Giants. All right, how about Matty Ice and the Falcons?
The Falcons I have underneath the 49ers, only because they won by the skin of their teeth last week. It required a Hail Mary-ish pass, which is also on our top 10 plays, to Roddy White. So I have them number 3. And maybe number 4, depending on the Ravens, how I feel about the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't have them. Well, I mean, record-wise, I can't argue. They're number 2. They're 4-0. You can't really argue with that. But, again, to me, they're good in the regular season. Come playoff time, they fade away. So they deserve their number 2 ranking as of right now. Maybe they'll be exposed like they were almost by the Panthers. But right now, they deserve
at home too.
At home,
yeah.
I mean, like you said, it was a lucky Hail Mary. How you let that pass go?
At your 1-yard line.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Sorry, my breast cancer pin here. Ravens, I have number 4. I have the Falcons number 3, then the Ravens number 4. Only reason I have the Ravens, their defense isn't as stout as I thought it would be coming into the season. And maybe some expected with one of their top players not being in there. I mean, Sudds had 19 sacks last year. That's a lot to give up, and not having that guy in the game. But I got to put the Falcons first and then the Ravens.
Well, if we're going ranking order, I guess they deserve the number 3. But their defense is being exposed a lot this year. It's not the same vaunted defense that they always had. They're being exposed for big yardage, and it's going to catch up with them sooner than later.
Yep.
What about your San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, what do you got them, bro?
I'll speak more on them later. As far as the number 4, just because, the way, I don't think the game was, they dominated the game as much as the score says.
Not offensively, definitely not offensively.
Right. And that's my issue I'll speak on later. But, I mean, overall, they bounced back from the hiccup against Minnesota, and they showed,
they are dominant. You got to give them credit, though, because their schedule is brutal.
Who, the 49ers?
Yes. Their first half of the schedule, the teams and even the travel and where they have to stay. I mean, they haven't been home in, 2 or 3 weeks?
2, yeah. I mean, all their tough road games this year are on the road. Yeah. So, their schedule's tough. But still, the Minnesota game shouldn't have happened. I don't care where it was at.
Don't discount Minnesota, man.
No, come on. That's a fluke. I'm sorry.
All right. Are we believing in the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals?
I believe in the Cardinals because I believe in their defense and the opportunities that their defense create. So I put the Cardinals at number 5, right underneath the Ravens.
No, I'm not believing the Cardinals. First of all, the quarterback situation, again.
That's the thing that does scare me.
When Skelton gets healthy, who are they going to have? And Cobb's playing good, but he's going to have a bad game. So when he has a bad game, what are they going to do? Are they going to flip-flop him around? Are they going to stick with him? There's no consistency at the quarterback play. And I'm sorry, I can't get over the New England game. That was gift wrapped to them. They're not a 4-0 team in my eyes. They have a loss on their record. Just like Seattle. I mean, you saw Seattle exposed this week.
Yeah.
They should be a 1-win team.
Yeah.
Same with the Cardinals. They should be a 3-win team. So I don't buy into their hype yet.
All right, your New England Patriots.
I want to put them at 32. Is that possible? at 2-2.
Get over the tough road.
I got them at number 6. I got them at number 6, right underneath the Cards. And frankly, the Cards did beat them. I know everyone's against the BCS, but right now I have to kind of do this BCS-ish. Yeah, I said it without stumbling. Yeah, so the Cards already beat the Pats, even though it was a close game, like Abel just said. Maybe they're not deserving of it, but I got them at number 6.
Patriots put up 52 points. They can score
34 points in the fourth quarter.
Right. So I'd never count them out, especially with Brady at quarterback. And now on defense, they're starting to look better and better each week. They got pass rushers that are actually looking dominant.
Yeah.
So they're only going to get better. So as of right now, a 6 spot would be good for them, but they're going to climb up that as the year goes on.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect them to go, under 500.
Even at 2-2 and Arizona 4-0, I would put them over Arizona's too.
Yeah.
Your Philadelphia Eagles.
I have them. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with them. For them to have a 3-1 record and lead the NFL or tie the NFL in turnovers as a team, very impressive. And you look at the other team that's tied with them with turnovers, and they're 1-3. It's hard to believe that that's where they are, but you take a look at it, they're talented, and that's the only reason why they're winning. They're not going off of X's and O's. They're going off of pure talent. But I'll put them at number 10.
Yeah, a 7 ranking for me is way too high for the Eagles. 3-1 is another aberration. They're just too lucky. I mean, they should have lost the Cleveland game. That should not. Yeah. They should be 2-2 at best right now. And I'm sorry, with Vic, he's going to turn the ball over. One game where he doesn't turn it over, and people, of course, because the East Coast bias, he's going to start getting the benefit of the doubt like he's turned some corner. He's not. It's one game.
Yeah.
That's become the exception? That one game is the exception. So now he's going to go back to turning the ball over like he does, and they'll fall off.
Yeah. All right,
how about your Packers?
Green
Bay Packers. I was just trying to see who Philly played this upcoming week, and they play Pittsburgh.
That's going to be a tough game.
Palomalu's going to be back.
And so is
Harrison.
Yeah, number 2.
Exactly who I think.
I have the Packers at number 8, right underneath the Bears. And I had a hard time doing that. As I was writing it down, I was like, really? And as I'm looking at it, I'm still saying really. But the Bears have so much talent and what they can do if they can get cat face boy, correct? And treat his teammates
is who he's referring to.
And if they can get him to not when you're sitting on the bench and you shun your offensive coordinator off, there's definitely something not right now.
Yeah, but what the problem is his offensive coordinator sucks. Mike Tyson isn't good. He doesn't help Jay Cutler out with the play calling. It's on Jay most of the time to make plays, force stuff.
They have to communicate somehow. Communicate to get things better. And if there's no communication in any relationship, it's not going to work out, whether it's football or not. And they need to have some type of communication.
But Cutler knows what I know. Tice isn't a good OC. He's not going to get better no matter how much you talk to him. He's just going to jeopardize. He's going to put Cutler in situations he doesn't want to be in, so that's why he ignores him.
I think his offensive line is putting him in positions he don't want to be in.
Well, yeah, they're not helping him.
Yeah.
All right, what about Eli Manning and the Giants?
Got him at number 9. Only the 2-2 record. They're a team that lingers around, and then when the playoffs come, Abel talking about when the playoffs come, people become different teams, and the Giants are one of those teams that can just turn it on with the flip of a switch, and that's hard to do in football, but it seems like that's what the Giants do. So I still got to keep them in my top 10 at least at number
9. Yeah, I'll give you that one. The Giants, they're not to me one of the best teams, but they at times play like one of them. So it just depends on what time they turn it on and what time they turn it off. So top 10 would be fine because they have that potential to get up the ladder.
Let's talk about the Bengals.
The Bengals, I wanted to squeeze in my top 10. Dalton looks like he's coming into his own even in his second year. He has some receivers to throw to. He has 3 good receivers to throw to, actually. I put them right in there with the Eagles. The Eagles and the Bengals flip-flopping through number 10. But Dalton, like I said, second-year guy. We'll see how it goes as the season goes on.
I'll put the Bengals over the Giants and the Bears, because the Bengals have been more consistent than both of those teams.
That is true as well.
Dalton and AJ Green, he's elite.
Yeah.
They both help each other out. I mean, both rookies last year, and they were elite last year.
Yeah.
This year they're only getting better. They're not regressing whatsoever. Yeah. So I'm buying the Bengals.
Peyton Manning and the Broncos.
This was a tough one too, and they just played the Raiders, who just looked absolutely terrible in the second half. So can we really judge from that game? I don't know. But you got to put him in the conversation, definitely top 12. I'm not ready to put him up until, the top 10 quite yet, but we'll see. They're definitely rising, though. Definitely rising.
Yeah, I don't buy them yet. They played the Raiders, so they looked better than they actually were.
It's just when I say it versus when you say it, it just sounds so much better when I say it.
Yeah, because you try to sugarcoat it, and I say what it's like.
All right,
The
we're going to
Raiders
get
made 'em look
into
better.
your MCM top performers of the week. Let's talk offensive players. What do you got for this week?
Probably my top offensive player, and it seemed like he's been this every week. RG3, I mean, the guy always finds, even though they only won 2 games, he seemed like he's finding a way to keep his team in it. Whether it's running the ball when he has to, passing the ball when he has to. And as a rookie, for a guy like that to understand when it's time to do those 2 different things, pretty impressive. So he makes the top player for offense.
I'm going with Peyton Manning.
He did shred the Raiders.
He put a
in
clinic
second.
on, though. I mean,
Yeah.
and finally he's getting his receivers up to speed where he
That
can throw it in an
no-huddle
area.
offense
Yeah.
looked deadly.
He is.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's brilliant. If his stats weren't as good as he was, I'd still pick him just because exactly he knows when to take over the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better coach on the field than honestly I think his coach is on the sideline.
Yeah.
He knows when to take over
Yeah.
the game, go to no huddle, and expose the team he's playing, expose their weaknesses.
Yeah.
And he does it on the fly, on the go, and he's usually right about
He
it.
makes more adjustments than the coaches, it seems like. Right away, if it's the team's punting before the punter even gets on the field, he's looking at pictures of what just happened already.
Right.
And trying to adjust, and that's signs of a smart guy. And he hasn't. Seems like to me he hasn't lost a step.
No.
Defensive player of the week.
I gotta go with Patrick Peterson. He could do it. Punt return. Can you really say it's defense too? I guess I could kind of squeeze in there and cheat a little bit. He's doing it on special teams. He's doing it on defense. The guy is amazing this week. Let's see if it carries on the next week. But I didn't expect him to have that much of an impact on the defense end for the Cardinals.
Mine as a whole has got to be the 49ers.
Yeah.
When you blank out a team, and then not only that, you hold them to 145 yards total for
what
the
I have
game.
to.
Yeah.
Then the whole team, it's hats off to them.
Yeah.
Patrick
That game
Willis
was
mixed with
sad.
some Alden Smith, top with some Carlos Rogers.
That was the best
all
I've
over
seen
that.
Patrick Willis in coverage. That's not saying much because they don't really have any guys who can run routes on that team. But that's the best that I've seen him and fastest I've seen him in coverage.
Well, I mean, he's decent in coverage. He did it last year, actually. He was covering Jimmy Graham a couple times against the Saints. But out of him and Bowman is the better coverage.
Yeah. I love Alden Smith. 2 sacks, forced fumbles,
He's a
pushes
beast.
Tebow like 2 yards. But I
He's
love
strong.
him.
He's a beast.
And then I just love his attitude.
Yeah.
So,
the way that he celebrates
yeah.
after. Yeah.
He like
yeah.
runs to the bench, sits down, takes his helmet off.
Yeah.
Did you see, what was it? Who's
Sunday
talking to him
soundtracks.
on the sideline?
Yeah.
Where he said Alden Smith's not that good, and Alden Smith just turned around and said, "Don't be a fool."
I tweeted him and he favorited me or something.
Yeah, see?
It was so funny. It was
awesome.
so funny.
All right. So let's get right into your MCM. Who are you, bro? Players of the week. Actually, we got 3 of them. So let's jump right into
What's your
it.
name? Turn around. Let me see your name. Turn around. Let me see your name. Turn around. I don't know you, bro.
But it's charming right now too.
I don't know you, bro. All right, so Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill completed 26 of 41 passing, 431 yards, a touchdown Sunday against the Cardinals. He also threw for 2 interceptions and lost a fumble. An incredible output for the rookie. His favorite receiver again was Brian Hartline, who set a Dolphins record for 253 yards receiving, 12 catches on 19 targets. Insane. The Arizona defense had done a very good job in previous week against good quarterbacks, so Tannehill's performance is nothing short of shocking to me. Just the way that they go about it and how sharp he is passing the ball is awesome. And I think that the Dolphins actually found their quarterback of the future. And coming into the season, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect him to look this sharp. But he looks like a veteran out there, throwing the ball to the back shoulder and can throw the deep ball as well.
Well, the Colts owner said that he was the gem in the draft last year.
Yeah.
Just he said he was picking luck, but he said if not, he would have went with Ryan Tannehill.
Before RG, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a good pickup. And Hartline, what a pickup he's been. I mean, for that guy, 200 yards, and then the game before that, 100, almost another 200 yards there. So if you haven't picked him up in your fantasy, I don't know what you're doing.
He's gonna get you yards.
19 targets this week. The week before that, 14 targets. So he has opportunities, and he's going to catch the ball.
Look at Tannehill's poise in the pocket.
The way that he scrambled, look at that.
Who's Hartline? Is that the guy that they call 7-Eleven?
Yeah. On the run, because he's always open. Yeah. And you take a look at this here. The long, deep throws, even though he's wide open. And that's hard line again. I still don't understand why he gets so open all the time. The guy just runs routes. Maybe
turn around. Let me see him, man. Turn around. Let me see him, man.
Brandon
Turn
Bolden
around.
and Stephen
Oh, no,
Ridley
you
of your New England Patriots. The Patriots had a 200-yard rushers, Brandon Bolden and Stephen Ridley, and 200-yard receivers, Wes Welker and Rob Gronkowski. That's only the second time in the NFL history that's ever happened. Stephen Ridley, the second-year running back, rushed for 106 yards on 22 attempts with 2 touchdowns. Brandon Bolden, the rookie out of Mississippi, rushed for 137 yards on 16 attempts with 1 rushing TD.
The Patriots are really committing to the run this year. That's going to make Brady's job a lot easier.
Now, keep in mind that these are 1- and 2-year guys. For them to do this, well, actually, you think about it, Bill Belichick's always bringing the best out of people.
Is Ron in there clapping like this is live?
Yeah, because he loves his player. And it hurt me to do this, but I had to. I mean, anytime you have 2 rushers on the same team over 100 yards, you have to highlight them, especially one's a rookie and one's a second-year guy, and the year before that, he wasn't as accomplished as this. You have to highlight him.
Oh, it's going to be bad for Buffalo then.
Yeah.
Buffalo allowed that much, and they got the 49ers coming up next.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's gonna score some points. Vertically, they can get after you, but they
got to stop us though.
Yeah, they sure can stop anyway.
And our third player here is a third-year wide receiver, Andre Roberts from the Citadel, college I've never heard of and doubt they have anybody else in the NFL. Roberts had 6 catches for 118 yards, 2 touchdowns Sunday against the Dolphins. Andre, a third-round pick in 2010, has found his groove and earned a spot on the roster as a wide receiver after making the team as a punt returner. Robert leads the league in receiving touchdowns with 4 and averaging over 15 yards per catch. He's doing what a number 3 receiver should do. I mean, if you got Larry Fitzgerald and Floyd getting all the attention, just get open, and most of the time it's going to be one-on-one coverage. And I believe he even had the game-winning touchdown, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. He had the game-winning touchdown on the right sideline, actually, in the end zone.
He's going to get a lot of single coverage, and all he has to do is run his routes like that, and he's going to get the ball.
And the thing is, with him, usually your third receiver isn't that great at route running, and this guy's excellent at route running. I think that the Cardinals, one thing that they have done, they had a good job in the draft in selecting talent outside of the draft. But I don't know what they're going to do with their quarterback situation. Who's going to throw it to him next week? Or who's going to throw it to him when the other quarterback is heavy? So that's the only question mark that I see with this team. So that is your MCM. Who are you, bro? And if you guys want to check it out, we'll put it up on Facebook, and we put a link to it on Twitter so you guys can check us out. Once again, your MCM Brian, your MCM _ Tricia. No, I'm saying your MCM _ Tricia, your MCM _ Abel, ABEL, and Big Ron in there. Your MCM Big Ron. Which one are you now? _ your MCM _ Big Ron.
And the Man Cave magazine.
Yeah, and the
for
Man
all
Cave.
of us.
Yep. So there's plenty of outlets you guys can get in contact with us if you guys want to talk smack about any of our teams.
I probably should start tweeting then on that, huh?
Yeah, you should, buddy. Get right on that.
Let me log in on that.
So let's jump right into our top plays of the week. You want to do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If I can find that paper, there we go. Top plays of the week. That's right. Number 10 is going to be the officials. The highly trained official referees are back. Ed Halucci and crew are introduced before the game, and the stadium goes bananas. That is until they call a pass interference on their team. But I'm glad to see them back. The offensive flow and the defensive flow of the game was amazing. And hey, I didn't notice that there were replacement officials.
Number 9. D. Hester of your Chicago Bears tells the rookie welcome to the NFL buddy with a double move and go route for the touchdown.
Look at that.
Smoked him.
How you can't get burnt any worse than this? Look at this.
Yeah, but you got Hester. Look at Hester's speed. Look at from the point that he stops and just takes off. I mean, it's ridiculous to see how fast he is. Number 8. T. Johnson gives Wilson an undeserved interception on this play, hitting the receiver, then taking the ball away, completing the interception.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best interceptions here. I mean, yeah, the pass actually looks completed. He hits the guy and takes the ball away. Amazing. Number 7. Freeman is given some time to find Vincent Jackson down the field for a 54-yard catch on the All-Pro corner D'Angelo Hall. This pass is what Freeman shows what Freeman can do and what he did a couple of years ago. Hopefully they can get more of that out there in Tampa. An excellent catch by Vincent Jackson. They missed that second.
Number 6. Sherrills takes a punt to the house in a tight game against the struggling Detroit Lions. Shady tackling or great field vision?
I think it's a little bit.
Yeah, that's Detroit's shown they haven't been the best tackles all year. So
Yeah. Still excellent.
number 5. Jamal Charles seems to break one every week. This time he reverses field and turns a 5-yard loss into a 37-yard touchdown. Unfortunately, this play would be the only highlight in the game for Kansas City. It sucks for him. He's playing, just lights out on a bad team. And they should have a quarterback change coming soon.
This is one team that has to go in panic mode and make a quarterback change.
All right. Even though I've always believed in Castle.
Number 4. Ryan Tannehill again, doing his job, driving his team down the field, completes the pass, then whoop! Patrick Peterson picks up a gift and flips into punt return mode. Almost takes it to the house with a 60-yard fumble recovery return. That dude's awesome. He can just do everything. Almost did. 3 yards.
Except guard hard line.
Number 3. The modern-day lateral pass that looked more like a forward pass to RG3, who then finds Paul down the field for a 37-yard gain.
That's a 4 pass.
Josh Moore.
That's a 4 pass. And they reviewed it.
Number 2. Roddy White catches a pass in crunch time from Matty Ice. 8 yards deep in the end zone for 59 yards to help set up the game-winning field goal to keep the Falcons undefeated at 4-0. How this pass got completed on 2 people, I have no idea. How they did not know it was coming. It was ridiculous. And honestly, if they'd have intercepted that, they probably could have had a chance to win that game.
Yeah. They were after 1. That game should have been theirs. That was theirs. Number 1. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball through the tightest window in NFL history. This is why I think he's one of the actually 2 greatest quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Completing a pass to Jones to help seal the victory over the winless Saints. This is one of the best passes that you're ever going to see.
I didn't even see that. That's amazing.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's as accurate as you can get, ladies and gentlemen.
But see, that's the difference between Rodgers, Brady. They take those chances. They make those plays.
Yeah, and they have the faith that they can do it. And that's what's awesome about them. So, you guys want to go into your predictions and talk about who won last week and who didn't?
Congratulations.
I know who
Tricia.
won.
And who's that?
Me.
Oh, great.
All right, how about week 5? Tomorrow night, Atlanta at St. Louis.
Arizona. I got Arizona.
Me too.
Hey, who's got my paper?
Oh, I
Tricia
do.
has it.
Here we go.
I definitely got Arizona.
Me too.
Oh, I'm going St. Louis then.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, you do that, buddy.
All right, and then we'll start on Sunday, Atlanta at Washington with RG3.
I still haven't picked, and I still don't know what to do here. I think Washington is coming into their own a bit, and I think Atlanta got lucky last week at home. I'm gonna
needs
go
a win at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Washington. Like you said, they need to win at home. They played well enough to win at home.
I'm gonna go with Matty Ice.
Matty, if you just talked me into it, you're gonna pick
She's
the other
setting up
way.
herself for the win.
Yeah, good job.
Unfortunately, I got Atlanta too, so it looks like we're both gonna be up on that one.
Yeah. All right, Philadelphia will be traveling to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
With Polamalu back and Harrison.
I think it's time for Pittsburgh to wake up a little bit. Offensively, they looked okay. Defensively is where they have the trouble. I'm going to go Pittsburgh here, and I'm going to swallow those 3.5 points.
With you, I got Pittsburgh on this one because of the returning players.
Yeah.
Green Bay at Indy.
Did you have Pittsburgh? Who'd you have?
I have Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Green Bay at Indy. Green Bay and the 7 points, definitely taking Green Bay. Indy's defense isn't ready for that.
For Rodgers.
And Green Bay is due for a huge game offensively.
Ooh, yeah, I'm going with Green Bay. The points, I don't know. I don't have faith in Green Bay's defense yet, so. But I'm still going with them.
Yeah.
Cleveland at the MetLife Stadium with your New York Giants.
I have trouble with this one too. 9 points is a lot of points to give up. But we're talking about Cleveland here. Trenton Richardson has been amazing actually for a rookie running back. It shows what muscle can do for you even at the NFL level. 9 points, though. I'm going to go Cleveland just because it's 9 points.
I went Giants.
Yeah, Giants. 9 points.
I want them to win, and then when they meet us, destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know. Cleveland, I think they're just going to load up the box on Trent Richardson. So I'm going with Giants.
Tennessee at Minnesota.
Definitely going Minnesota. This will be, I can't say this will be the week that if I'll buy into them or not. Especially they're playing Tennessee and they're in Minnesota. But I'm still going to go Minnesota, 5.5 points. I have Minnesota winning by a touchdown.
Me also?
I'm going Tennessee on this one. I think Minnesota's still a fraud. I don't believe in them. So.
Yeah, you're just bitter.
Tannehill and your Miami Dolphins at Cincinnati with Dalton.
I got Cincinnati with my boy Baby Hawk, Andrew Hawkins out there tearing it up in the slot. Cincinnati all day.
Me too.
Yeah, let's go with Cincy on that one.
All right, you're Baltimore at Kansas City.
Baltimore. Kansas City looks terrible. I can't believe they beat the Saints. Wow. Definitely have Baltimore.
Baltimore, this is going to force the quarterback change in Kansas City after this game.
Bold prediction.
Seattle at Carolina.
Oh, this is tough too. I think Seattle got exposed. I don't think Wilson is nearly the quarterback that everyone thought. I'm pretty sure actually in Seattle they're having a quarterback controversy out there. So I'm going to go Carolina. Carolina has something to prove at home after that terrible loss to New York.
And I agree.
So I'm going Carolina, but this is what I was talking about with Seattle. The same thing's going to happen in Arizona. See, once Wilson has one bad game, nobody's talking about a quarterback change after they won that miracle on Monday night. And now he has a bad game, and it's, okay, you got to switch him,
Well, he wasn't great in that game either.
No, it wasn't at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that one pass was the only good pass he threw all game.
Chicago at Jacksonville.
Chi-Town. No question. 6 points. Give it to me, even in Jacksonville.
Right here, too.
Yeah, Chicago.
Denver at New England.
It's hard for me to pick New England. I gotta go Denver. I think it's gonna be.
I'm going New England.
A high-scoring game.
Hear me, Ron?
6 points is too much. 7 points for them to win by a touchdown. No, it's not gonna happen. Going Denver, baby. Don't let me down, Peyton.
I'm going Denver because of their pass rushers, Von Miller.
Yep.
They're gonna put pressure on Brady. He's gonna start tap dancing and he's gonna make some errors.
Buffalo at San Francisco.
Now, San Francisco's going to win this game, but I don't think they're going to win by 10 points.
Come on, really?
No.
Come on.
No, I don't think.
You're insane.
10 points at home.
10 points.
They're going to win like.
Buffalo can put up points. Buffalo can score touchdowns.
Buffalo gave up 200 yards rushing to New England.
Yeah, they give up yards too. They give it, but they also can dish it out.
But San Francisco purely runs first, so they're going to slow the game down. They're not going to have a chance to score.
I think this is going to. Buffalo's going to score 28 points or so.
I say Cap's going to go for 75 yards in rushing.
I think it's going to be like a 28-34 game.
Look out for the Wildcat.
So.
And he was impressed. Buffalo. Only because of the points are too big. 10
Frisco.
points. Too big. Too big.
We already know.
Abel, I already know. San Diego at New Orleans.
New Orleans. Get their first win of the season.
Yeah, they need it. I'm with you. San Diego's
a fraud at 3-1.
Oh, that's a terrible thing about going to San Diego and living there. I have to hear about the Chargers all the time. That's all that's on TV. That's all that people have at the stores. That's going to make me sick. I'm wearing Niner gear all day, every day.
So, you're going with New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm going New Orleans on this one.
Okay, and your Monday night game, the New York Jets are hosting Houston.
Houston. No
they shouldn't even show that. For the safety of the players.
They should change that before it even starts. That's bad TV.
Yeah, that's going to be terrible.
They're just going to get ran over. So, okay, I'll probably win next week. I'll make the boys do something crazy.
No, we'll see. I'm going to win.
You're not going to do nothing.
I got the smart picks. All right, so coming up next, we got a lot of talk about the NBA, a lot of talk about the Lakers, Dallas, and the Heat. But first, you can give us a follow on Twitter, like we mentioned before, and on Facebook. Facebook.com/Ur MCM, and on Twitter we gave you our handles. Coming up next, like I said, NBA on your MCM Sports shit.
Talking to mouth and he just don't get it. Mama wanna know I walk this way. Oh, the old school, so they.
Hey, listen up. Are you a fan of the Lingerie Football League? The fastest growing professional sport in the nation? Then we have an app for you, Ultimate LFL. With Ultimate LFL, get the latest news, videos, and Twitter alerts on the Lingerie Football League. Always stay up to date and in the loop. Ultimate LFL. Only available in the Google App Store. Download it now. Ultimate LFL.